Following a midweek win in the Champions League over Real Madrid, Chelsea are back in WSL action tomorrow against Arsenal. Ellie Roper's been talking to Sonia Bompastor this afternoon. Ellie, good afternoon. How was she?
Well, she's such an interesting woman, so modest, loves chatting to everyone. So it is always good to come to one of her press conferences here at Chelsea. But she was in good spirits, asked about this huge fixture, Chelsea-Arsenal, the London derby. Well, it's just another 3 points, she says. She wasn't getting drawn into this London rivalry and what she makes of it, just another 3 points. You mentioned there they've been in midweek action in the Champions League. And when I spoke to her earlier this week, she was disappointed that they hadn't had the game time that she might have liked. Their WSL fixture last weekend had been postponed because of that Champions League clash. It meant that going into the Champions League game, Chelsea hadn't played for 10 days. She wasn't happy about that, but she says there's a real cohesiveness. They've played midweek, looking ahead to playing tomorrow and really looking forward to getting out on the pitch. Now, she was asked whether her players had explained the significance of the London derby to her, and here's what she had to say.
The players are really focused on themselves and on the team. I don't think I really need to have this kind of words from my players. I just want them to stay focused in the job we have to do. And being a manager, I know what it is to play a derby, from my experience. Even if it was not the same ones, but it was still derbies. And I think, I know how we feel. And when you are a competitive person, and I know my players are so much competitive, I am competitive, and we just want to play these games, in front of fans, in a nice stadium, with a very tough team. So we want to be in that position to be able to play that games and just enjoy them.
Now, in terms of team news to bring you, Hannah Hampton, Erin Cuthbert and Caterina Macario all back and available, all fit and ready to play tomorrow. Is she surprised that Arsenal perhaps haven't made the start to the season that many would have expected? Well, she says they're just focused on themselves.
Ellie, thank you. Well, we can focus on Arsenal. They're looking for a response to that 5-2 defeat on Wednesday away to Bayern Munich in the Champions League. The spotlight firmly on head coach Jonas Eidevall. He insists any pressure he's under is a privilege.
It's hard for me to sort of say to critics because I don't necessarily know what they are criticizing. But, and I said before, I think the most pressure comes from ourselves. If I talk about me personally, I set incredibly high standards on myself, and I think I'm going to be by far the fiercest critic of my performances and the team performances. And pressure is not only a privilege, I believe it's a necessity if you're going to find high performance in football. And if you want to be competing in all 4 competitions, you need to be able to handle and deal with pressure and making sure that pressure gets the best version out of you. So I don't mind that. That's part of the game and part of the privilege in representing this football club.